On this episode of the Absolute Geek Podcast, Lance gets ready to set a world record as he talks with Guinness about what he needs to do to become a world-class air dicker. Cup the balls, work the shaft, mind the stepchildren.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started, a life is a dream.
Welcome to a brand new episode of the Absolute Geek Podcast. I'm Matt.
I am Lance.
How are we doing out there in YouTube land through the power of the internet where friends have come together for an hour of conversation about geek stuff, life, and just all around stoogery? How are you this week, my friend?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm all right, surviving.
Yeah.
Surviving. Slowly counting down the days till my paternity leave is over. But
You're still on paternity leave?
got
Oh, yeah,
3
because you
more
took
weeks.
like half days, right?
Yeah, I took 12 weeks of working 4-hour shifts.
That's cool.
So 3 more weeks and I'm done. But
I, on Sunday, started the last year of my 30s. I turned 39.
yes, happy belated birthday, my friend.
Thank you.
How come we haven't had a Rhodesios trip yet?
We should go to Rhodesios. It just costs money.
I'm starting to, I don't know, I might be making the switch to vegan. So
Really?
I'm thinking about it. Been talking with my doctor about trying a 4-week cleanse that she wants me to do, and it's all like vegetables and vegan food. So there's no way I can give up meat altogether, but I probably will be drastically cutting back on it.
Yeah, my doctor told me to cut back on the red meat, so I haven't decided whether we're going to do Rhodesios. We may do something else.
She gave me a 4-week plan that has like it's got meals, shopping list, everything's all laid out for you. All you need to do is go to the store, pick it up, and make it. So starting Monday, Aaron and I are going to try that and see what happens. So
Is it your internet that's freaking out or mine?
my internet doesn't seem to be freaking out.
Oh, interesting.
It is storming like a motherfucker over here though, so might be mine.
Did you get storms yesterday?
Yeah, we had hail.
Oh, that's
Posted
right. I saw your
pictures of it on
Facebook. Yeah, I saw that. What the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, no hail over here, but we got some pretty heavy rains.
Nice.
But yeah, no storms tonight, so it must just be hitting you. You're
Yeah.
about what, 2 hours away from me?
No. Maybe an hour. Hour
No.
30. Yeah, there's no way I'm 2 hours. I'm 2 hours from Tucson. There's no way I'm 2 hours from you. I'm like an hour, 45 minutes from you, if that.
Oh, well, an hour, 45 minutes and 2 hours.
No, I said an hour. I'm like 45 minutes to an hour from you. I'm not that far. The one time you drove over here is just because you had road closures and you had to take detours and stuff.
Oh, that's why it
takes
felt so
longer.
fucking long. Drove to you, and then the next day we drove to Cali.
Yeah, because I remember you saying when you came out this way for my birthday, when we went to Korean barbecue, you were like, "Oh, it's an hour drive, so it's not."
Yeah, with zero
terrible.
traffic. Yeah, it's not bad because you're close to the Cardinal Stadium.
Yeah, I'm even closer to the Cardinal Stadium now.
Oh, are you?
Yeah,
I've only been to your house.
you've only been to my
once.
new house.
Yeah, I
You
haven't.
were.
I never went to your old house, have I? No,
Nope.
I don't think I have. Yeah, but we'll do something for the birthday. I don't know what, but maybe something not as expensive. I'm trying to pay off those credit cards, man.
Yeah, enjoy that last year being in your 30s, my friend.
Yeah, 39. Next year I turn 40. We're gonna have a big party next year.
Well, that's what I was telling Aaron. I was like, fucking next year she turns 40, you turn 40, I turn 40. her friend Melissa turns 40. I was like, we should just all go to Vegas and just have a blowout weekend, dude, to celebrate all of us turning 40.
Yeah, I was just talking with my bandmates about going to Vegas because we really want to go see that punk rock museum. Have you seen that?
Mm-mm.
The lead singer of NoFX, Fat Mike, started a punk rock museum there in
Nice.
Vegas, and Sum 41 just recorded their new music video there at that museum, and I'm like, fuck, dude, I want to go see that. They have the Green Day where the how do you call it, the set, I guess, where they shot Longview with like the couch, and he's watching the old TV with talking about masturbation and all that shit. It has a whole set there.
As is tradition when it comes to Green Day.
Yes. But there's a lot of cool shit, dude. A lot of stuff from Bad Religion and fucking Descendants and all that shit. So
nice.
Really hoping we can go down there.
Nice. Yeah. I'm not looking forward to 40, but it's coming quicker than I know what to do with.
Well, that was kind of my whole thing, dude. Like next year I'm gonna be 40, and I'm like, I went to my doctor and I was like, dude, I want to make sure I see my 40s. You know what I mean? Like,
You're gonna
what
get a
can we
camera
do?
stuck up your butt now.
Dude, with my stomach, I've had stomach issues. I've already had 3 colonoscopies in my lifetime.
Oof.
Yeah.
Thankfully,
The doctor, when I came in, said I was one of the youngest people. I got my first one when I was like 33. Oof. He said I was one of the youngest people ever to get it.
No bueno, sir.
It's not a big deal. It really isn't.
But
the prep is what sucks, dude. You got to drink a gallon of this poop juice.
Ugh.
It just cleans out all your insides. That sucks. But the actual procedure is you're in and out in 20 minutes.
No, I'm good.
Hey, it's coming, buddy.
I'm sure it is.
I'll hold your hand when you get your first one done.
I don't want you anywhere near me.
I
don't want anyone in there when they're sticking a camera in my butt.
He really likes it if you take the camera and swirl it around his asshole and then go in.
I would expect you to tell them about that for Max, since you know how he likes it, how he likes to be stimulated.
They're gonna have to like comb the, it's like barbed wire trying to get through that.
It's like the fucking scene in Scary Movie 2 where he's gonna go do that chick and she takes her pants off and he's got to like hedge trim her bush.
Yeah,
they're gonna have to bust out some electric hedge trimmers to get through Max's body hair, huh?
Yeah, Max has got an ass stash.
Jesus, he's got an ass beard. I pulled down his pants and Jesus, it's like I'm staring in the face of someone from ZZ Top.
It's like a fucking wildebeest.
His wife has to braid his ass hairs.
Have you seen do you like Bert Kreischer at all?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Have you seen him talk about how one time they were at a hotel and he had to have his wife cut his ass hairs because it got tangled?
No.
I was rolling, dude. His ass hairs got tangled.
I've been getting a lot more into comedy specials lately for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, we're going to Nate Bargatze next month, Anna and I.
Kevin Smith is coming to Tucson. I want to say in April. Aaron and I are talking about going.
Which venue?
I don't remember. He's doing an evening with Kevin Smith somewhere in Tucson.
Maybe the Rialto or something. No, it'd have to be. There's usually seats at them, right?
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be the Rialto.
I've been watching a lot of like Kill Tony. You ever watch Kill Tony on YouTube? I've been watching a lot of.
It's like I really like rocks.
Yeah. Cam.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that dude. And then the kid that looks like he's 11.
Yes. And he's actually 21.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like watching Kill Tony episodes. I think they're hilarious.
Tom Segura's on Kill Tony often.
Yeah. So is Bert Kreischer. So is Shane Gillis.
So is it a Smodcast or?
No, it's just an evening with Kevin Smith. He's just coming to do like a stand-up show.
In April?
I think it's April. But Aaron and I were talking about driving down there.
I was just in Tucson a couple weeks ago.
I'm sorry.
I was in Oro Valley, which is a bit nicer than. Oh, it's at the Rialto. Yeah, Rialto's a cool venue, man. I like it. I saw Newfound Glory there.
I try to stay away from Tucson as much as possible.
Yeah. I got to tell you though, like every time I go someplace for work or something like that, or if I'm in someplace that I'm not in very often, I try to go to a couple record stores and like not Zia or something like that, but like hole in the wall record stores, and they've got a couple good ones there around the college. Way better than some of the ones we have here.
Nice.
It's not bad, dude. $36. If you want a platinum, it's $90.
Platinum. That must be like the VIP package.
Looks like it's half sold out. So if you guys decide to go, you better go.
Like a meet and greet afterwards.
No, it's staged. So the front 4 rows are gold. So the first 4 rows are gold, and then the next, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 rows are silver. So if you want to get up close, then
if I don't miss it, if I miss it, I miss it. I've seen him.
You've seen him how many times?
A lot.
Why Tucson? Like, why is he not?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
Like, typically when bands or anybody goes on tour and they do a Tucson show, they also do a Phoenix show. It's rare I've seen where they only do the Tucson show and then don't come do Phoenix.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, we went and saw Newfound Glory, Say Anything. A bunch of other bands were there. I don't remember, but we went and saw them, and we couldn't go to the Phoenix show, so we went the next day to the Tucson show.
I mean, my wife and I were married by the man, so I don't know, like, does it get much better than that? Who knows?
I'd like to go see him. I just don't know if April 19th.
This is like his comedy stuff, though. So,
oh, it's not the Here's My Life stuff.
No, it's not like his podcast, like Jay and Silent Bob Get Old. This is more like his stand-up stuff. He's got DVDs of it, like An Evening with Kevin Smith DVDs and stuff. But
I'd like to go to one of these things where he talks about like. It's like a Q&A about one of his movies. We're going to, Jay and I are going to the High Fidelity Q&A with like John Cusack and stuff.
Nice.
In April. And you get to ask questions, like you watch the movie and then you ask questions from the cast and stuff after.
Well, that's kind of like what Kevin Smith did when he was touring Clerks 3 and Jay and Silent Bob Get Reboot, when he was touring his movies.
Yeah, I wanted to go to those.
Then you got like the Q&A afterwards.
Yeah, the next movie he comes out with, I'll definitely have to do that. But I don't know. But yeah, man, that's cool. Kevin Smith, I mean, if you're into geek podcasting, he's typically everybody's hero, so you got married by him.
I did. He's definitely mine.
I'm trying to think of who I would want to get married by. Kevin Smith would be pretty cool.
Tom DeLonge.
That'd be fucking awesome. Yes. Yeah. Sign me up.
But I did. It's been a while, but I went and did some comic book shopping this week.
What'd you get?
I got this Marvel team up Spider-Man and Daredevil. It's kind of like one of 4 books that are looked at as the first appearance of the black suit Spider-Man. A lot of people think that Secret Wars 8 is the first appearance, but there's like I said, 4 of these books that all kind of came out around the same time or within weeks of each other that you have to start playing. Well, this was supposed to come out before then, and this game with it, but it's if you want to have the definitive like say of like, oh, well, I've got these first appearance of Black Suit Spider-Man books, you want to make sure you have all 4 of these books.
Yeah.
Um,
But that one, which book is Secret Wars, I think, right? That's the most iconic cover, right?
yeah, Secret Wars 8 is the one that everyone pretty much associates.
Just because the cover is so iconic.
Yeah.
I mean, you get posters. That one's cool because it's got Daredevil in it. And Daredevil is one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, so like I said, Secret Wars 8. I'm trying to remember what the other ones are. So Spider-Man 252 is the other one.
Do you have any other ones?
Yeah, I have them all now.
Did you pick that one up from Kyle as well?
I did, yes. So Kyle's selling a bunch of his books. Just kind of liquidating his collection right now. So I have Secret Wars 8. I've had that one for a while. Spider-Man 252. Have that one. Then you have this Marvel Team Up 141. And then also Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man 90. 252 should have all around been the first appearance of the black suit, but it's not, because 252 is actually the first time, and they call it the first time he wears the black suit in the canon Spider-Man's universe.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, you kind of want to make sure you get all 4 of these books to really definitively say, oh, I've got the first appearance of the black suit Spider-Man.
So are you going to get it graded?
I don't know. I might.
Like it's slabbed and stuff?
I might. I also picked up a beautiful 9/4 copy of Batgirl 12. Batman Adventures 12, it actually is. The first appearance of Harley Quinn in comic books. So that's actually a highly sought after book. And then we also had the continuation for all you Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Last Ronin fans. Last Ronin 2 Re-Evolution dropped this week. Definitely worth picking up. Definitely worth checking out.
Show that cover again.
You get a good introduction to the new 4 turtles that you started to get in the Last Ronin Lost years. But you finally get to see them grown up and actually out in the streets fight. This takes place 15 years after the end of Last Ronin. So pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll have to read that one. I've been super excited for that. I typically buy them when the omnibus, is that what it's called?
Yeah, the trade where I'm not sure how many issues this is gonna be. I think it's probably gonna. I don't know if this is an ongoing or if it's gonna be like Last Ronin where it's only
4
or 5 issues. But
well, you can tell like how thick is it?
I mean, it's pretty thick. It's premium format, so it's about the same size as the Last Ronin books were.
Yeah, so maybe it's just a limited series or something.
But I'm here for it. Super stoked for the video game whenever that comes out.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm less than stoked about the production studio that's putting it on. Because isn't it like Square Enix or something?
No, I want to say it's THQ. Yeah, I want to say it's THQ something.
But it's like one of their smaller subsidiaries or something.
Let's find out.
But when I looked up what other games,
I think it's by the same studios that did Destroy All Humans.
Yeah, it's not it's Black Forest Games THQ Nordic.
That's what it is, THQ Nordic.
So Black Forest Games have done Bubsy, Destroy All Humans, so much smaller scale games. And when you come out the gate and say it's inspired by God of War, that's a big that's a big claim. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But THQ in general, I mean, Nordic at least, I don't know if there's a difference. Like their big games are like MX versus ATV and Monster Jam and they don't really have any like I mean, I guess they do, but none of these games are like heavy hitters, you know what I mean? The story games.
Oh no.
What?
Well, that doesn't bode well for this.
What?
So as I'm looking up this stuff, an article pops up that goddamn pop-up blockers, dude. All these sites want to flood you with. This article pops up on comicbook.com and says TMNT, the Last Ronin game developer, lays off 50% of studio. Black Forest Games has laid off roughly 50% of developers. That's not going to be good.
Uh-oh.
Hopefully, they were a lot further in development with that game before they laid off all these people.
Well, do you think it's possible that they hired a bunch of people to do the game and now the game's almost done, so
I mean, it could be.
Or maybe the people that were working on the game are still working there, but they let off other divisions?
So the studio had a head count of 110 employees in 2023, and about 50 people were laid off on January 24th. That doesn't bode well for them, but
nope. Yeah, so when they announced the production or the publisher, developer, whatever. Oh, so the publisher's THQ Nordic, the developer's Black Forest Games. But just it made me nervous. I have such high hopes for this game, and there's so many other studios that I would have contacted. Obviously, you know, Insomniac Games is just PlayStation. But I mean, there's Rockstar, there's Naughty Dog, there's, these publisher or developers that have had a lot of history and success develop story mode games, and epic story mode games. And this Black Forest Games, like it's all arcade style games, it looks like.
Well, yeah, why wouldn't you just have... I would just let the Santa Monica studios and all the Sony studios that put out... If you wanted to be like God of War, they should have just had one of those studios do it, but...
Yeah, but the problem is that they probably wanted it multi-platform, and
yeah,
a lot of those studios only develop for one console or the other. That's why Rockstar makes a lot of sense.
I don't know,
but
I'm
I
gonna
think
hold
Rockstar
judgment
does in-house stuff
until we get the game.
I hope it's good. I really do. I'll be picking it up. I'll be excited for it, but if it's bad, then I don't know. It'd really suck if it's bad, because if it's good, that means more, sequels and things like that. But if it's bad, then it's going to be a while before we get a game like this in the Ninja Turtles universe again.
Yeah. Kind of switching gears away from that here. We got some casting rumors for the upcoming DC universe. There's a lot of rumors that Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney are being eyed to play Oliver Queen and Black Canary in the new James Gunn DC universe.
I don't know if I like either of those. I mean, I'm a Sydney Sweeney fan. I liked her in Anyone But You. But
They had good chemistry in that movie.
oh, the two of them do. I mean, the big rumor was that they were having an affair with each other.
Yeah, I know. She's engaged. I guess she's been engaged for like years.
Yeah, and her fiance was a executive producer on Anyone But You. And even still, there was rumors of affairs and things like that.
Yeah,
But
and she hosted SNL last weekend, and she
made
kind of
reference to
steered
Madam
into
Web.
it. Well, no, she kind of steered into it when she did her opening monologue, and she was like, my fiance's here, and the camera cut to Glenn Powell sitting in the crowd.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh no, he's in the green room. But I think it'd be interesting. He's kind of got the chop. If you've ever seen him in Top Gun Maverick, he's kind of got that quick, witty sarcasm. He's definitely got the chops to play Oliver Queen. And
yeah,
I don't know about her
him
Black
more
Canary,
than I like her.
Yeah.
Trying to see
if Black Canary's new power is going to be RBF, then sign her up. But otherwise, I don't know. I don't know if I would make that choice of her as Black Canary.
Right now, I'm looking at a fan casting website for Black Canary, and the number one choice is Dinah Laurel Lance. I don't know.
Well, that's who Black Canary is.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's the character. Catherine. I read the wrong line. Catherine Winnick.
I have no idea who that is.
Yeah, I don't know what she's from. The original Black Canary, Jessica Tuck, older. I don't see any other. They have Alexandra Daddario fan cast as Zatanna.
That's interesting.
Zoe Deutsch as Batgirl. Dua Lipa as Poison Ivy.
It's just crazy how like quickly they're trying to fan cast all this stuff. Like the fucking he hasn't even said anything except for like, oh well, we're working on Superman right now, and everything's getting fan casted. Like all this stuff is just, oh well, we're gonna get this and we're gonna get this. So rumors on this, rumors on this. It's like,
well, he just said I just read something today that he's saying, oh, I definitely want to work with Grant Gustin in some capacity in DC Universe, and it had everybody's brains going crazy. Yeah, Catherine Winnick is mentioned often. She's from Vikings. She's very pretty. Oh, she's from Big Sky. Let me see. I'm looking at it on my portrait. So I don't know how this is going to look, but we will see.
I don't know what Big Sky is, my friend.
That was the one that had Ryan, not Ryan McConaughey, Ryan from Cruel Intentions. What's his name?
Ryan Phillippe.
Yes, and all the trailers showed Ryan Phillippe was a main character for this thing, and I think he gets killed in episode 2. But Vikings, I think that's a big one. But this is her here. She's very pretty. She wasn't bad. Anna and I watched Big Sky, and it wasn't bad. But not a lot of acting credits to her name. Oh, she was in The Dark Tower. But I don't know. She fits the role to me more than Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah.
I mean, look how badass she looks in this Vikings.
Well, I mean, if she was in Vikings, I'm sure she does look pretty badass. I'd go for it.
Yeah.
I'm just not, like I said, I'm not a big Sydney Sweeney guy. It's like,
I like Sydney Sweeney, but after watching Madam Web, I kind of want her to stay away from the comic book stuff, because my whole thing is with these movies, and I'm kind of excited because it sounds like from Bob Iger's comments that they're going to go back to this, but getting the lesser known actors and actresses, like they did that with the Superman actor David Cornsweet, I think his name is.
Corn sweat.
Isn't it Cornsweet?
Something like that, yeah. It's funny.
But let's go for lesser known people, because my whole thing is that, like, look at Madam Web, for instance. Madam Web turned into a Dakota Johnson, Sydney Sweeney movie, right? And less of a Madam Web movie. Anytime you get one of these big actors or actresses, or if it's an older role, like get somebody that's ready for a career resurgence, like they did with Robert Downey. But anytime you get a big name like that, it turns less into a movie about the character, and it turns more into a vehicle for whatever actor or actress is in it, right? It's a Sydney Sweeney movie. It's a, instead of a Black Canary movie.
Well, they're not getting away from that. Disney's chasing the almighty dollar. That's the whole reason why you got Uncle Pedro Pascal playing Reed Richards.
Yeah, but
Disney is they are going full on steering into the curve of the DC stuff, and they're hiring big name actors to play these roles that they don't need. They don't need, with that cast, they don't need Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, but you could argue that the other three actors that are in that movie are nowhere near. I mean, two of them recently had big hits. The guy from Stranger Things, Eddie, but is not really known outside of that. And then the other one is in The Bear, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't tell you his name right now if I tried. And then
it's because it's like super hard to pronounce. Ibn Mas Barach or something like that.
And Vanessa Kirby is not a huge actress.
Oh,
I guess she's been in a few. I guess she's been in a few big movies.
Napoleon, Hobbs and Shaw, Mission Impossible. She's been in some stuff,
but she's not the caliber. I shouldn't say caliber. That's not the right word. She doesn't have the popularity of someone like Sydney Sweeney or like Pedro Pascal.
No.
Pedro Pascal is one of the biggest actors in the world right now, but my fear is I really worry that Pedro Pascal is going to turn into the Latino version of Chris Pratt. Just put him in everything.
Well, that's
right?
kind of what Disney's doing, is they're playing the safe bet. Interesting enough, right now they have Antonio Banderas as credited as playing Galactus.
Yeah, I read that.
We haven't even had casting about that yet. We've had rumors, but we have not had confirmed casting about him playing.
IMDb
Galactus
has Stan Lee credited as a writer on this movie.
Yeah, I see that. Well, it's because he's the writer of the book.
Yeah, I guess they're going to be closely adapting something. Well, but like probably. Echo, would you argue Echo is pretty good? Right?
Echo,
the show, Marvel show.
Oh, yeah, it was all right.
I mean, as far as everything that's come out lately from Marvel, Echo is one of the better things that has come out.
Yeah.
And the main character you have never seen anywhere before.
Except for in Hawkeye.
Right, as the same character. But they hired some no-name actress, and Alekwa Cox is her name.
Mm-hmm.
She only has 2 acting credits, Hawkeye and Echo. And I would argue it's one of the better things to come out since Endgame. I mean, they need to get back to what made them unique, and James Gunn needs to realize as he's building this thing that we don't want to see Sydney Sweeney as Black Canary. We want to see, the girl that was, an extra in whatever show that we don't know her name, and just knock it out of the park.
Well, who knows? Like I said, it's just a rumor. I mean, this is part of that young, like we talked about last week, that young up and coming Hollywood. The next generation, the kind of torch passing Hollywood. So,
yeah,
who knows what they're gonna do? But I don't 100% hate it. I don't 100% love it. But I'm cautiously optimistic for it if it becomes true.
Glenn Powell's Oliver Queen is intriguing.
You got to kind of start putting some faith into this shit, though, because look at everyone was like, no, Robert Pattinson isn't going to be Batman. There's no way Robert Pattinson's going to be Batman. He's going to suck as Batman. And he ended up being Batman and killed it. So,
yeah, but you could argue that he was kind of due for a career resurgence. So I think he kind of fits that.
I don't think he needed a career resurgence. He was good. I think he fell off and he was doing more of the independent stuff like A24 movies and things like that. He wasn't necessarily going like balls deep with it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, maybe not a career resurgence. That might not be, but
he wasn't huge movies like The Lighthouse and Good Time. And he had, like I said, he had some big movies. They just weren't mainstream in the sense of,
I guess he just wasn't in the public consciousness
not
as
Hollywood
much.
Blockbusters.
Yeah, like he just wasn't. When you think of who's getting the, being featured in the magazines and stuff, it wasn't Robert Pattinson, right? Sydney Sweeney is on how many fucking magazine covers, right?
Yeah.
And Glenn Powell, he might not be the same example that I'm giving, but with Top Gun and Anyone But You, his name was featured heavily in articles and stuff like that as well. But Robert Pattinson was kind of known as the Twilight guy, right? For many people. I knew him from like Waterford. Well, I think his turn as Batman kind of put a little bit of respect on his name.
The Twilight guy.
I mean, Kristen Stewart's still trying to shake that Twilight.
Yes, she is. She
persona.
Has never found she has never recovered from that, huh?
No, and she's just keeps going into edgier and edgier and edgier roles. And I think Robert Pattinson, not so much the edginess, but just more of the artistry in it. He kind of went a different direction.
Yeah,
but I think it's different for women than it is for men. I think women, like with Twilight, Kristen Stewart was kind of elevated as this almost like sex symbol, right? So she went into really dark, edgy roles. And then Robert Pattinson was kind of labeled as this heartthrob that really didn't have any acting talent and just kind of did, art film after art film after art film.
Yeah.
So she's trying to shake the baby face image that she was given with Twilight, and he's trying to shake the, I am really a serious actor. I think that's the danger when you get into these big franchise movies. And it's your first big thing. I mean, look at Daniel Radcliffe. He'll be forever known as Harry Potter, but he comes out with Swiss Army Man and, kind of these more, he did the Weird Al Yankovic thing, was totally out of left field, but these more off the wall type movies trying to shake that kid image that he was given for doing those Harry Potter movies.
Yeah, movies like like you said, Swiss Army Man.
Yeah,
where he plays just a gassy corpse.
Yeah. With is that Paul Dano?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Paul Dano is a phenomenal. Did you watch Spaceman yet?
I have not.
I hear it's not very good.
I've heard the opposite. That is really good. I hear critics are shitting on it, but audiences are
enjoying it
about it. Yeah.
I want to watch that because you know me, I'm all here for Adam Sandler. I don't give a shit. But
let's go Adam Sandy.
Hell yeah, man. I like Adam Sandler. I think Adam Sandler gets shit on way too much too.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
I mean, he puts out some bad movies, man.
He does, but it's for a very specific. I mean, what was that one, Jack and Jill, that he did, and then the one with Andy Samberg, You're My Boy, or something like that.
That's My Boy.
That's My Boy. But he's filling a niche for some people. But I feel like he doesn't get the credit that's deserved when he really like pulls out the stops and gives like one of these once in a lifetime performances.
That's My Boy.
Like Punch Drunk Love, and I know you didn't like Uncut Gems, but I really liked Uncut Gems.
I've been hearing a lot of like, if you liked Uncut Gems, you'll like Spaceman.
It's a lot of dialogue driven, probably.
So,
well, it's just him and a spider in a spaceship, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see how the DC thing turns out. I'm getting really excited for this Superman movie, though. Change the title
to just Superman.
Yeah.
Watch out now.
Got rid of the legacy thing.
We haven't seen enough for it yet. We saw one cast photo, the shot of his crest, and that's pretty much it. There's not enough for me to get excited about another Superman movie yet.
How do you think what's his name, Nicholas Holt's gonna do as Lex?
I think he'll do really well, honestly.
I think that's another guy that doesn't get a lot of credit for how talented he is.
Yeah, I think he's gonna surprise people with his portrayal of Lex Luthor. I know he said that
than Eisenberg, right?
He said that. Oh yeah, he said that Michael Rosenbaum was his first foray into the character of Lex Luthor, and that he feels like Michael Rosenbaum is the best Lex Luthor ever.
A lot of people would agree. I mean, Gene Hackman was for the original Lex, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got Kevin Spacey, which was basically just trying to put on a Gene Hackman portrayal. Michael Rosenbaum and then Jesse Eisenberg.
Terrible job, but he didn't do.
He did all right.
Fantastic job either.
But Michael Rosenbaum played him the longest, right? Michael Rosenbaum really made him a more well-known character, I would argue. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
I mean, Gene Hackman, like in that first Superman movie, is a lot of that movie is kind of a sniveling, like just run-of-the-mill bad guy. I wouldn't mark him as one of the best.
No.
And Eisenberg, we all know how that went.
Sadly, yes, we do, huh?
Eisenberg was just playing a exaggerated version of the Facebook dude. What's his name? Zuckerberg.
Mark Zuckerberg.
And John Cryer, dude. I still don't fucking understand that. From 2.5 Men.
Yeah, for the Superman and Lois TV show.
I still don't get that. Oh, Michael Kudlitz or whatever from Walking Dead. He played him in the Lois and Clark.
Oh no,
I thought it was Lois and Clark. Was it Titans? No, Superman and Lois. Who played him in Titans? Was he in Titans?
Yeah, he was in like the beginning of the last season of Titans. Remember Superboy? He dies. He starts bleeding like out of all of his orifices.
Yeah, I don't think that's Michael Kudlitz, though. Is it?
No, I can't remember. But I don't know.
Oh, here's a definitive list of the best Lex Luthors. Coming in at number 7, Kevin Spacey. Number 6, Jesse Eisenberg. I thought Spacey was better than Eisenberg, but
yeah,
whatever.
It's interesting that Eisenberg's getting higher billing than Spacey.
Michael Kudlitz coming in at number 5. John Shea, Lois and Clark, coming in at number 4. He was pretty good. John Cryer, I guess, at number 3. I guess maybe he did a good job. It just seems weird to me. Gene Hackman and Michael Rosenbaum, number 1. Makes sense to me, dude. Played him the longest. The show really went downhill when he left.
Well, Smallville should have ended long before it did. That's one of those shows that, in my opinion, stayed around for too long.
Yeah, I really like Smallville, but it's been a while since I watched it, so I might have a more rosy, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I really like Smallville myself, but it's just like it was one of those shows that by that time everyone wanted to see him in the suit, and they weren't going to get him. You weren't going to see him in the suit. Like, they kept teasing it, but it never paid off.
Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers wouldn't let them and I think Tom Welling didn't want to be in the suit because he said, once I'm in the suit, then the Smallville story ends. It's not Clark Kent. It's now Superman. I think he talked about that on their Talkville podcast.
Yeah, who cares? He needed to be in the suit by that point. Like,
they put him in a black trench coat. Wasn't that what it was?
Yeah, he needed to be in the suit.
And he couldn't fly.
Well,
I don't think he flies at all.
He does in like the finale.
The last shot is him opening his shirt. You see the crest and him jumping off a building.
Yeah,
that's the only time, and you don't even see him jump off the building. It's just implied that he takes off and flies, but I don't think he ever flies. He just jumps really high in the main show.
Yeah, I know, man.
I don't know.
But I'm excited for it. We'll see. I'm, like I said, optimistic. I'm not gonna shit on it or write it off yet. I'm just gonna wait and see what happens.
I've got a lot of faith in James Gunn. So we'll see how it works. We'll see how, the first time he's not writing an ensemble movie. Well, I mean, as far as the comic book movie is concerned, because you got Suicide Squad, Guardians of the Galaxy, they're all team movies. Well,
I wouldn't say that, because from what I'm hearing about this movie and all the people that are in it, from Supergirl to, X, Y, and Z, this is definitely going to be a very ensemble-esque movie. So I wouldn't go too far as saying, oh, well, it's not an ensemble movie, because it's definitely starting to it definitely feels very crowded in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But
hopefully that doesn't take away from the quality.
But we'll see. Want to talk about John Cena's new movie that just hit Amazon Prime this week, and Ricky Stanicky.
Anna laughed at that movie more than I thought she would.
A surprising comedy coming from John Cena. starring John Cena, Zac Efron. I can't think of
Andrew
Sorrentino,
mhm.
who you may know from the Whiskey Ginger podcast or Bad Friends with Bobby Lee. Very fun comedy, like very easy to watch. My wife liked it. I liked it.
I liked it.
Man, John Cena, like that dude is underappreciated in a lot of ways because
He is so fucking likable.
yeah, and his comedy act chops and timing are impeccable, dude. Like,
well, you've seen
carries
Blockers.
that movie. Yeah, I
seen
saw
Blockers?
Blockers, but this movie was far and beyond better than Blockers.
Yeah, but he's still funny in Blockers.
He is funny in Blockers, but in Blockers, he's got a lot of comedic help to carry him through that movie. And he does in this one with Andrew Sorrentino too, but you know, Zac Efron delivers a surprisingly good portrayal in this movie. And like, so if you haven't seen it yet, Ricky, the synopsis of Ricky Stanicky is it's three friends who since childhood have been getting in trouble. They they're trick-or-treating and they go to leave a bag of dog poop on a house of a family that they deem that never gives out candy. And hilarity ensues as they light the dog poop and it catches a scarecrow on fire, which then in turn starts to catch the house on fire. So they put it out and they leave behind evidence of a jacket, but they write a name in it, Ricky Stanicky. And so they make up this person to allow them to get out of doing things that they don't want to do in order to go do fun things. So flash forward to present day where Sorrentino's character is his wife and him are about to have a baby in the baby shower, and they get a call from Ricky Stanicky that he's got cancer and that they need to go to Albany to visit him because he's having surgery, when actually they go to Atlantic City to see a DJ. And it all starts to unravel when people start questioning if Ricky Stanicky is real because he is this fake entity that they made up. And so they run into John Cena's character, Rock Hard Rod. And he is a trained actor. And they hire him to play the role of Ricky Stanicky, and they fly him out and they give him their Bible, they call it, of all the lies about Stanicky they told and all this stuff. And he kind of like inserts himself in their lives and takes on the role of Ricky Stanicky so much so that he changes his name to Ricky Stanicky.
He commits.
He does 100%
to the role.
He changed his name to Ricky Barbara Stanicky.
Why was it Barbara?
Because that was his mother's name. But it's a really funny movie. It's on Amazon Prime right now. I liked it. My wife liked it. Sounds like you and Anna both enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was surprised because normally those, there's a scene where he pisses himself in an airport.
Yeah, and who's boiling lobster? Oh, Rod. It's not what you think it is. It's just piss.
And normally shows like that, my wife, she likes to think of herself as more highbrow than that. And she was laughing pretty hard. And I just think it goes to show you how endearing and likable John Cena is. It's written by Peter Farrelly, who did There's Something About Mary.
Mm-hmm.
And so that lets you kind of know the type of humor that's in there. There's Something About Mary has a scene where she, wipes cum in her hair and her hair's sticking up,
Yeah.
And so that's the kind of humor that's in there. It's a lot of it gross humor. And she laughed harder than I thought she would. So it's definitely a fun movie to watch, a very easy movie to watch. And it's got Zac Efron, and Zac Efron is, a really likable dude too.
That scene that that scene that we were referencing to open the show, with the air dicking, that's a scene from Ricky Stanicky, and my wife was rolling at that. Like, she was snorting and had tears in her eyes. She was laughing so hard at the air dicking scene. And it's just a fun, mindless, raunchy comedy that's better than some of the other stuff that John Cena's done comedy wise, like whatever the Hulu one where he's goes on spring break.
Oh yeah, the
Best
where he goes
like,
on a
vacation
trip or whatever.
Yeah, it was better than that, but
that got a sequel.
yes, it did.
It
I
wasn't
think Ricky
bad.
Stanicky
It was just
will get a sequel too.
I think so. You know that this movie has been in production limbo for a decade. That at one point Jim Carrey was attached to it.
I'm glad Jim Carrey didn't make this movie.
It would have been a different movie. I wouldn't say it would be bad, but trying to see if I can find that. Peter Farrelly breaks out 15 years he's been trying to get this made.
But definitely say if you've got Amazon Prime and you're looking for, just a change of pace comedy to watch, definitely check out Ricky Stanicky. I'd probably give it like a 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I'd say that's. I mean, I love Andrew Sorrentino from Dave, and he's been a lot
Bad
of
Friends, Whiskey Ginger.
Mm-hmm.
He's in a lot of stuff. Yeah,
he's just really quick-witted. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of the lines that he delivered in this movie were ad-libbed because that's just how he is. But yeah, Peter Farrelly wrote this movie with Jim Carrey in mind to play Ricky Stanicky. And John Cena just fucking kills it.
Yes, he does. So good.
But there was another actor that was attached to it. Now I can't find it. But I don't know, man. I hope it gets a sequel. Prime's typically pretty good about greenlighting sequels, it seems like. Unlike Netflix, that they canceled The Brother's Son, even though it had like a 98% Rotten Tomato score and was a great show. I wouldn't be surprised in the future if Prime is able to attract more. Netflix kind of gets like first crack at a lot of these things, I feel like. And I don't know. I think Prime's on the come up. Except for that fucking ad tier that they added. Did you see that shit?
Yeah. Thankfully, though, it didn't like go off during the movie. It's probably only fucking TV shows.
I've been watching Blue Mountain State, and there is 3 commercial breaks in every episode. I'm watching it on Prime. And every episode, 3 commercial breaks. It's fucking annoying.
The other big news we got this week is if you like the Avatar: The Last Airbender show on Netflix, I was a huge fan of it. We got a confirmation that it has been greenlit for season 2 and 3. So we are going to get the finish of, and we're going to get Aang's complete story played out in live action on Netflix. My only hope is that season 2 and 3 shoot back to back
before he gets too old. The kid, is that why you're saying that?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't have any what's the word, experience or whatever of what Avatar was about, The Last Airbender. The same with One Piece. I didn't know anything about One Piece, and I watched both of these shows, and they were quite enjoyable. I binged Avatar. I think One Piece was better though.
I don't. You loved Avatar. Absolutely not. But I'm an Avatar fan. I love the series. It's one of those series that's always near and dear to my heart. Logan and I just started rewatching it the other day, and she seems to be really into it. So it's one of those series that I love, much like Sam's love for One Piece, and I think Avatar was much better than One Piece.
I think One Piece was more fun than Avatar. Like, I thought Avatar was really good. I enjoyed it, but One Piece was more fun. The performances were more fun. It took itself less seriously, I think. I like them both. Don't get me wrong, but I'd be way more excited for a second season of One Piece than I am for Avatar.
No way, dude. Not me. Not this hombre.
But see, you have a attachment to the source material. I don't to either of these. So I'm just saying, as a casual fan, I guess you could say,
Avatar is actually one of those series. The live action is one of those series that differs a lot from
the source material.
And not a lot, but it follows the source material closely enough. But they do change a lot. Like, there's a lot that happens in season 2 that's in season 1. There's characters that are entered, like Azula and May and Ty Lee. They don't appear until the very end of season 1, going into season 2. Then you have like a lot of the stuff that happens God, I'm drawing a blank on the name of the town now that they go to.
Oh, I don't remember any of it.
Oh my god. It's not. God damn it! I'm drawing the name of the town. But a lot of the stuff that takes place in the town that they visit in the Earth Kingdom, it takes place at different points in different places. Like, they go to one of the air temples, and that's where they meet the kid who flies with the uses the kite to fly around. What is the name? I can't. It's gonna drive me nuts that I can't think of the name of the town. Come on, dude.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Come on.
Now, they made a movie of this.
Omashu.
Right?
Omashu. What's that?
They made a movie of this, right? That was
not
good.
Dog shit. Absolute dog shit. Absolute dog shit.
I kind of want to. I never watched it. I kind of want to watch it to see the
No, you
difference.
don't.
Really?
No, you don't. Yeah, no, you don't. It's awful. The bending in it is awful. Everything's awful. The acting's awful. Just save yourself the 2 hours and don't watch it.
But did you like One Piece?
The show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The live action?
Yeah.
You just like this better?
I just like this better, yeah.
A lot better?
I wouldn't say a lot better, like,
or close.
They're close, but they're different. Like, I've seen the One Piece anime up to a certain point, and it was like, okay, like, that's cool. I'm definitely here. I binged it. I'm definitely here for season 2, but it's not like Avatar. Like, Avatar, I'm just so invested in.
So there is
the name of Omashu. But
so there. Okay, so help me out here. Avatar, The Last Airbender, is one animated series, and then does The Legend of Korra follow it?
Legend of Korra is like the next series of it. Yeah, that's like the next. Korra is the next Avatar after Aang.
Okay, and is there other shows?
No, there's comic books. They made some comic book series of it that continue on after the end of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and then Korra, and now they're working on more movies and shows for Paramount Plus.
The Legend of Korra, sequel series of Avatar: Last Airbender. Oh, so it's been off the air for a while, this Korra show.
Yeah, for a few years. Korra was more like where Korra was very much like steampunky, and new age, where they like introduced robots and cars and things like that weren't in the original Avatar series.
So, and she is the new Avatar.
Yes, she's the Avatar after Aang.
And how long after is the Legend of Korra from Airbender?
Years, a long time.
Like, does Aang die as an old man?
Yes, Aang dies of old age.
Gotcha.
He dies younger, but his life is cut short because he spent 100 years in the iceberg. So his avatar life cycle is cut shorter.
Gotcha. I'm surprised they haven't made more because apparently in February 2021, Viacom CBS announced Avatar Studios, a new division of Nickelodeon centered on developing animated series and films set to the Avatar universe.
Yep.
But
so that was announced after the Netflix stuff because they announced the Netflix stuff and then they had that, and then though the original creators behind the series left the Netflix show due to creative differences. And then they went to Paramount, and that's when Paramount kind of announced that that Avatar Studios deal.
And they said on June 15th, 2022, Paramount announced that 3 animated Avatar: The Last Airbender films are in production.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I was going to ask you. So it's a Nickelodeon show, the cartoon. Viacom apparently owns it.
Well, because
why is it on Netflix?
So Netflix bought the live action rights to it a long time ago.
Before Nickelodeon owned it?
Nickelodeon's owned it from the beginning, but they bought the live action rights after the movie. I want to say after the movie fucking bombed.
I just know that Paramount has a bad history of allowing other streaming services to make good stuff of their source material, of their IP, I guess you could say. And now they're in danger of getting bought out. I don't know. Because isn't Netflix also doing a bunch of stuff for Ninja Turtles?
Not that I'm aware of.
Like, I thought they were making a Rise Against the Ninja Turtles movie.
They might be doing that. I think they have some rights to like that kind of stuff, but Nickelodeon and Paramount are doing like
the Mutant Mayhem stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, yeah, I'm excited for season. Did One Piece get renewed?
Yeah, One Piece got renewed for season 2,
but not season 3.
But not season 3.
I bet
Avatar renewing for season 2 and 3 is a no-brainer because that Aang's story is only like his whole arc against the Fire Nation is only 3 books, which is 3 seasons.
Yeah, so I was looking at the cartoon series for as big as it was, they call it one of the 50 best animated series of all time.
Yep.
It only went for 3 seasons.
Yep.
Yeah, 61 episodes. It's not a lot for one of the best animated shows. Well, maybe I need to watch this with my kids. I've never seen it.
You definitely do.
I've never been an anime fan, but this isn't really even anime, right? Because
no, it's an American cartoon.
Americans made it. Anime is distinctly a Japanese product.
Yes.
But it's kind of inspired by anime, right?
Yeah. It's inspired by a lot of, Asian and Japanese culture.
Right.
So
what I will say, I was looking at the cast for the movie. And what I will appreciate with this one is it's set in Asian culture, right? And I feel like the cast fits more because I'm looking like Mark Hamill was Fire Lord Ozai.
He was he's the voice of Fire Lord Ozai in the TV show.
Oh, okay. It's not distinguishing between that. So let me go into the movie.
Like Dante Bosco, who plays Rufio and Hook, he's the he's the voice of Zuko in the TV show.
Yeah, Noah Ringer was Aang. Jackson Rathbone was Sokka. I am looking here. I don't see one Asian person cast in that movie.
In which movie?
In the Airbender movie.
So here's the issue with what the TV show does so well is the cultures, because you have your waterbenders were primarily like Eskimo Inuit people, then your firebenders were usually Asian, and your earth. So they do a great job in this show of diversifying the cast and getting those cultures correct in that show. So
I would definitely agree.
It was not, they did not do a great job of that in the M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Well, I'm looking, I mean, the first Asian actor that I see is Dev Patel, who I believe is from India, which is an Asian.
Yeah,
India is considered Asian.
I believe he played
Asia,
Fire Lord Ozai in that movie.
Prince Zuko, it says.
Oh, so I'm thinking of someone else then.
But I mean, the three main, so Aang, Katara, and Sokka are all white, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody. Yeah. So do you think that's part of the, you think that's one of the reasons why the movie is not good, is because the representation's not there?
No. I mean,
it's just badly written.
People shit on that about that, but yeah, it's just poorly written, dude. It's an American anime, so there should be no mispronunciation in the names. And I guess M. Night Shyamalan said when he was trying to do it, he was trying to get it phonetic. So they call Aang, which is clearly pronounced Aang in the show. That's an English show, American show. His name is Aang, clearly pronounced Aang. They call him Ung.
Really?
Sokka, clearly Sokka. It's pronounced Sokka in an English anime or English cartoon. They call him Sokka. So they try to pronounce it phonetically, so they get the name screwed up. The characters just are all messed up. They have no depth behind them and feeling. It's just not great.
They just didn't put a lot of care into it.
Yeah. And it broke my heart because I was excited for that movie, went to the midnight release for it, and it was dog doo-doo.
Oh, John Noble was in it.
So,
John Noble?
Who's John Noble?
From Fringe and other shit that I can't remember right now. He played the dragon spirit, the voice.
Oh, okay, of the dragon.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's cool. I'm excited for the new one. Now, if only they could uncancel The Brother's Son, because that show was awesome.
Never watched it.
Well, you're one of the reasons why I got canceled, you jackass.
Well, then obviously it wasn't that good.
No, it's got a 98% Rotten Tomatoes score. Like, a lot of people liked it. And when they announced that it was canceled, because Netflix doesn't release viewership numbers, right? They never have. Unless it is like some they'll release like hours, like Stranger Things broke the record for this many hours being watched, but they typically don't release viewership numbers. And so The Brother's Son was everybody that watched it liked it, but we don't know how many people watched it, right? Like Nielsen ratings, like regular standard television has like Nielsen ratings. That's how they can tell you like the Super Bowl was watched by 125 million people or something like that, or on 125 million households or whatever. There's Nielsen ratings. Netflix doesn't give you any of that. So it's just a shame because there's been good shows that Netflix has canceled but it's because the viewers aren't there. Which we know that. That's how regular TV works. Freaks and Geeks is one of the greatest TV shows I've ever seen in my life, and it got canceled after 2 seasons, I think, or 1.
I was gonna say, did it even make 2 seasons?
I don't know if it did. I've watched Freaks and Geeks at least 4 times.
I mean, it is good, but I don't know. But we're coming to the end of our show, and where I want to send the show today is where, speaking of anime, we lost an icon. Yeah, really on the 1st, but it was just announced yesterday. Growing up, if you were a fan of Dragon Ball, the name Akira Toriyama is synonymous with your childhood. We sadly lost Toriyama Sensei back on the 1st due to a brain embolism.
Oh, it sucks.
It's sad for me because I owe a lot of my childhood, and we say this a lot, but I owe a lot of my childhood and reason and relationships to Dragon Ball. Like, I forged lifelong friendships in high school and middle school over Dragon Ball with people that I'm still best friends with today back home in Michigan. It's hard to put into words what this series has meant to me and my life, and it's done a lot to shape me. Like, and it's just sad that we don't know where this is going to go, if they're going to continue on this series with Toyotaro, who's the artist for the current Dragon Ball Super manga, in charge, or if the Dragon Ball room is going to continue on, or what's going to really happen. I mean, if you can see over my shoulder here, I've got Dragon Ball statues, I've got Dragon Ball everything, and it's just one of those things that, like I said, shaped my childhood, and it's hard to get emotional. Like, I always kind of chuckle at people who are like, "Oh my God, this so and so passed, and I'm devastated." Like, how can you feel so strongly for someone you've never actually met and had no idea that you existed? But with Akira Toriyama, it's just kind of different because what he put in this world, not him specifically, but what he put in this world had such a tremendous effect on me and my childhood and many others' childhoods, that he's going to be sorely missed. And I'm glad that, he put something in this world like the Dragon Ball properties that will allow his legacy to continue on long past him. And now we're kind of in uncharted territories with this franchise to kind of see how they're going to continue on without his leadership, because he recently just became back in the fold of Dragon Ball products and reshaping that franchise. So rest in peace, Toriyama Sensei. You're definitely gonna be missed, and you just see an outcry of support from anime fans, other manga artists, and writers, all over social media the last couple of days, and it was kind of a shock because, like I said, he died on the 1st, so a week ago today, and they just broke the news last night about it, so it kind of sent shockwaves through social media.
I heard about it a few days ago.
Yeah, well, it just
Liefeld posted something about it.
That's interesting because nobody knew about it yet until yesterday when Toriyama's production company put stuff out about it. So I don't know how Rob Liefeld would know anything about it.
Well, that's what I was about to say is that a lot of people outside of the anime bubble, I guess you could call it, have commented on his impact.
Yeah, he changed the game. He's known as the master of manga, from Dr. Slump to this, to Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super. Kind of everything he's put out or been part of has been usually Dragon Ball is synonymous with being the first the anime that gets you into anime. Like, you talk to any current lover of anime or manga, and Dragon Ball, it's either Naruto, One Piece, Dragon Ball, Full Metal Alchemist, Evangelion, Neon Genesis Evangelion, things like that are the top responses of, this is what definitively got me into watching anime. And for me, it was Dragon Ball. So go ahead.
I guess I'm misremembering, because the post I saw was posted 1 day ago. So it must have felt like it was like, I
get that,
but I don't have an attachment to Dragon Ball, but I definitely understand the impact Dragon Ball Z has had on just pop culture in general. I mean,
yeah.
I remember when I first met Max, he was all proud because he had this whole VHS set of Dragon Ball where the spines of the VHSs like made this one big picture.
Yep.
And I asked him, I was like, you don't even have a VCR. Like, why do you have these? Because it's awesome. And Max is known as a person that does not have attachment to things. And he kept that, of all things. So I definitely understand the cultural significance of him. And when you were saying, like, it's weird to get emotional about people that you've never met when they die, there's very few people that can elicit that kind of response from me. And I can only think of 3 on the top of my head right now that gave me that feeling: Robin Williams, John Ritter, and Chester Bennington.
All people you've probably never met.
Never met a single one of them.
Yeah.
And I remember when Chester died, I was in tears, dude. Like he was my, close relative. And I've never met the dude.
It just goes to show, man, that, what we put out in this world will long outlive us physically and will be remembered as our legacy. So tomorrow, it's just a remembrance that tomorrow's not guaranteed. And if you got a project you want to put out there, or you got art you want to put out there, or something brewing, put it out there, man. Get out. Stop sitting on it. Get it out there into the world. And who knows, you could be the next Akira Toriyama, or the next big thing in comics, or the next big thing in movies, and leave a lasting impact, leave a legacy that is one to be proud of, that is going to vastly outlive your physical being.
Make your mark.
I just wanted to close the show by saying, rest in peace, Toriyama Sensei. Thank you so much for all the memories and putting your vision and genius out into the world that has allowed so many of us to connect to it and make lifelong relationships and forge our own meaning and understanding behind this beautiful thing that you put into the world. And I will be forever grateful of that. So on that note, if you guys enjoyed tonight's show, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, strive for 1,000 subs, kick off the road to 1,000 here. Check our community page, because I'm gonna start putting some polls up on the community tab to kind of see what you guys are thinking about the show and topics maybe you want to see on the show, things like that, stuff you want us to cover.
And no, firing Lance is not on the table. So
nah, we're gonna try and put out the best product we can for you and put out our best foot forward for the rest of the year. So on that note, do you have anything else you want to say, Lance?
No. Go watch Ricky Stanicky.
Yes, the Stanickster. Yeah. So have you seen? We already talked about Dune 2 last week.
Yeah.
So on that note, for this episode of the Absolute Geek Podcast, I'm Matt.
I am Lance.
Saying, go put out some art, kids. No matter what it is, leave a lasting legacy. Even if only your friends and family are the ones that get to enjoy it. See ya.
All you freaks and geeks, come all you freaks and geeks,
Let's listen to Absolute Geek.
Absolute Geek.
We'll go ahead and spread our cheeks
Spread the cheese.
and drink
And we're
some
for
Cosby wine.
We'll
Come
drink
on,
some Cosby
Absolute.
wine. It makes me feel real fine. See you next time on the Absolute Geek.